Yes, sir.
Damn it. Okay. Fucking overlay. Oh man, all sorts of problems tonight. Damn.
Hey, it's the start of a new year.
Yeah. Damn. I had the overlay to block the little buttons that are on the bottom of the screen. The zoom stuff.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So, how's everybody doing tonight?
Evening. Evening.
Damn it.
Hey, Ron Jeremy, I think you need to go poke Dylan.
Shut up.
So who do we got out there? I see Brian. How you doing, Brian? George. How you doing, George?
Yeah.
Brett's out there. Dave's out there.
Hey.
Hippie. I can't forget Hippie. God, we tried, but we can't.
I know.
I forgot about
And
it.
there's a Brett.
Shit.
I think Chuck's been hijacked.
Yeah.
Bro,
Huh?
There we go.
Oh, every time he does that, I'm scared he won't come back.
I might not. Oh man.
Makes me think the snake ate him.
So Devin
Hey, Devin.
sorry Dylan.
Jim's gonna start-
Freezing. What do you call freezing, Devin?
Jim's gonna start crying if you disappear, Chuck.
Are you doing any better than last week, Dylan?
Damn straight.
You sound a little better.
Well, thank you, good sir.
Now the other part.
You're fucked up.
Hey, Ed.
How you doing this week, JT?
I'm doing all right. We went out and made sure we had provisions for the big blizzard coming tomorrow.
What are you expecting out of it?
1 to 3 inches.
Now, is that a problem for you guys, or that's just nah?
It used to be meh, but excuse me. They shut down the schools about 3 inches.
Yeah. Well, everybody's
Well, we
got
have a
softer.
Do what?
I said everybody's so soft now. Where I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you remember as a kid, I'm sure more than 3 inches here and there.
Yep.
But now, up here, 6 inches scares them now. 6 inches
love
is
you too,
nothing
hippie.
in that room.
Yeah. Well, the only thing we got to worry about in situations like this, it's been a minute since we got hit with a blizzard and got snowed in for a week.
Mm-hmm.
But
Last
see,
time it
okay,
happened
you
on-
said the key thing. You went out and stocked up. It's not like this storm sneaking up on us. We know it's coming.
Yeah.
Go get your shit. Stay home for a day. It'll blow
Don't
over.
take all the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're buying up the toilet paper even here. We're not going to get below freezing on tomorrow, and they're still buying up all the damn toilet paper.
I don't know what it is, but I know what it is. It's that comfort thing. It's that fear of. That's the one comfort thing most people would not choose to do without.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
that and it's cold and flu season.
I was talking to this six-pack kid earlier. He says one of his friends that's in the five mods group on Facebook Somebody posted the snow is above their deck, and they couldn't even shovel out.
Yeah. Well, my wife's got a plan. She started doing this after the last time we got iced in, back in 2021. We have an extra pack of toilet paper on hand all the time. When we buy new toilet paper, we break into the old pack that we got and then stick the new
Rotation.
underneath it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we do that with canned foods and stuff too.
Oh, I would suggest chocolate would be the next thing to stock up on because they're having major problems in the cocoa fields.
Oh, gee whiz.
Yeah. Well, coffee was supposed to be hitting here in January, the first part of the year. It was supposed to be hit with the increase in price because, you know, global warmings.
So how you doing, Jim?
I am doing wonderful, thank you. Been a quiet week.
Well,
And I haven't had to interact.
Nice.
There was that one incident, though.
I'll never choke on steak again. Oh, not that incident?
Nope.
No. So, well, we're still waiting for them to work on our bathroom and master bedroom, and still the same situation as last week. So
What's this week's
Now,
excuse?
when you say we, you mean the insurance company's in charge right now, right?
well, it's between the insurance company and the company that we had remediating. But right now, I think my wife's making changes so that we can get on it quicker.
Because I remember when my roof went and we tried to claim the roof, oh my God, they came in and they tore my house apart. Then they left. Then they said we have to get approval.
Yep.
Wait a minute. You tore my house apart. They tore ceilings out. They tore the carpets up. They tore the walls out. And then they put these big, well, you know the dehumidifiers they put in there, them big loud sons of bitches.
Yep. Yeah. We fortunately they didn't have to tear our roof out, and most of the walls were good too. But they had to tear up flooring and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't ever say roof leaks to an insurance company.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Because then that gives them free reign. They go, oh, mold here, mold there, mold here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you can't dispute it
Yep.
because their little meter says so.
Yep. It's a fucked up situation. What are you vaping on tonight, Dylan?
The billet box with the sturdy one in it. Of course, I got JJ handmade coils and that with a little bit of Stevie's juice. Big brother,
Hi,
what are we vaping on tonight?
a bunch of shit. Let's see. My new toy, I got the Vapor Cloud Sand,
Ooh.
and that's got the Vapor Cloud, whatever their RBA is in there. Of course, I've got, my Cthulhu. You can't just do anything without the Cthulhu. I'm in the process of re-wicking because I wicked up the RBA wrong, the bridge, but I've got the Centaurus, Burrow. And then I'm rocking the Blaze with the Detonator, Squid Industries. And for George, I dug out his GAR and the Blaze Dual. Yes,
Cool.
JT.
Yes. Where do we start? Let's see. Little.
Oh, oh,
I love this thing.
oh.
I didn't know I could vape in temperature till this came. But
Remember
inside
me
it-
and you will. All right, brother.
You bet, man. I will. Inside we got the Volpro, and with that we're using a naked Hawaiian Hog. That's the starter for the George setup. As usual, it's the Lima with the Geek Vape Zeus 25, rocking a tobacco and little menthol. And of course, back to old dogs and friends. The Pulse V2 with the recoil on top, and we're running the Nom Lemonade.
Nom nom nom.
We've got the Aries 2 tobacco on the Ursa going. Another menthol, it's the Intake MTL on top of the Coolfire Z60. And last but not least, the Caliburn V2.
Cool.
That leaves everything to our illustrious potentate. What are you vaping on?
I've got the Stubby 21.
Ooh.
And I've got one of my own liquids in that. I've got the Pulse AIO 0.5 version with the Maven, the shiny Maven, and my own liquid. And I got another Pulse. This is the original Pulse with which stick? Oh, it's one of the coils that comes with the Pulse. Wanted to try it out. It's actually pretty good.
You know, you can say what you want, but I've used a lot of the included coils, and I've had more than an average track record with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been a while since the coil technology has gotten to the point where there's no excuse for getting bad coils anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
Actually, I can't agree with that because I've had a bad experience with the dot mod coil.
Oh, and then you got the Taurin leaking. Not the Taurin. Which one is it? It's by the same people.
Shit. The Blaze.
Blaze AIO.
Yeah, that took a big crap on me.
Mike's already got problems, and he's got that on top of it. So, Southern California is burning, and Biden wants
Burning, that's an understatement.
Yeah, I know. Pacific Palisades is mostly gone.
Yeah. Well, they say 50 to 75%.
That's scary. And
Oh,
Biden
what's
wants
scary?
to... Go ahead.
Scary was those people talking about the insurance companies cutting off their fire insurance months before the fire.
Some started doing it last week.
Fuck.
Yep.
I'm sorry, you can't pay me to live in California. Well, if you paid me enough, I probably would live there, but I don't.
I'd rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'd get squeamish around the adrenochrome. Come on.
Yeah, probably. But also, Biden wants to reduce the level of nicotine in cigarettes. That's only going to serve. It's only going to serve one purpose.
We got a celebrity.
Oh no!
Yes, the mad scientist is in the room.
Hey,
Vinny, how's it going?
So yeah, we had some technical problems. I'm having driver problems. It looks like video driver problems. So fortunately, we were able to do a show tonight because I almost couldn't. This thing's it was screwing up JT's picture. And me and him been working on it. Pretty messed up. So
Jacob,
oh, hush. You just wait. Okay. Let's see, studio mode. And I'm gonna do in the news. And I'm gonna share the screen and remember to share the sound. Optimize for video sharing. And where'd I go? Damn it, where's our people? Oh well, fuck.
I got them on top. Yeah.
Oh, I had it the first time. There we go.
Jacob, describe the situation there now. The sun obviously up. How is that affecting things?
This is about the fires in Pacific Palisades, as you can probably tell by all the fire.
Lester, it feels, and I'm trying not to exaggerate here, catastrophic, disastrous, something I think the likes of which people like myself, who's a lifelong resident not only of Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, but also of this neighborhood of Pacific Palisades, where I was born and raised, has never seen before. There are 23,000 people that live in this beautiful coastal community between the foothills of the Santa Monica Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. And those tens of thousands of people have been ordered to evacuate because of exactly what you're seeing. This used to be a house, and everywhere you look, there are scenes just like this. Up and down Sunset Boulevard, the famed Sunset Boulevard from where I'm standing right now, all the way into the Palisades Village, every marker of this once vibrant community is gone. The grocery stores are gone, both of them. The gas stations are gone. Doctors' offices are gone. The public library, where I grew up going as a child and have brought my own children, gone. What's different about this? How could this have happened? These are the questions that I continue to hear asked. And the answer is what you heard in that press conference. The reason that the air quality is so awful right now, as they were discussing, is that these are hurricane force winds that we have seen gusting in the Los Angeles area.
That's a very important point. Hurricane force winds, they don't stand a chance against that.
It was a tinderbox ready to go. We have had virtually no rain over the course of the last several months after 2 years of pretty intense rain, unusual for Southern California, where we're so used to droughts. And everything went up in an instant. It started in the Palisades Highlands, where you might have seen those pictures of what seemed like hundreds of cars abandoned on the side of the road, people literally running for their lives, bulldozers clearing the streets so first responders could come in. And to echo what you heard from the folks looking out for the life and safety of the people in Los Angeles at that press conference, there's a mutual aid situation going on right now in Los Angeles, meaning it's the Los Angeles City Fire Department, the Los Angeles County Fire Department, neighboring jurisdictions like Malibu, Santa Monica have come to help here. The Los Angeles Police Department is on a modified citywide tactical alert, which means some of the nearly 9,000 or 10,000 police officers that are all called into duty today throughout the city of Los Angeles are being dispatched here to not only order evacuations from people who may not have left, and if there are anybody who is still in a home right now, it is well past time to get out, but also to control traffic, to keep people out, to let the first responders do their job. Lester, I think a lot of times we think about what the big one might look like as far as an earthquake in Southern California. Well, this is the big one when it comes to a fire here, Lester.
Yeah, Jacob, I've been covering wildfires in Northern and Southern California since the earliest days of my career, going back into the late 70s. I've never seen anything like this. Do you agree?
There's no doubt about it. The idea that LA is a city of communities, Lester. You know this just as well as anyone from the time that you have spent here. And Pacific Palisades is one of those vibrant communities. Pacific Palisades, for all intents and purposes, as we know it, has been wiped off the map as I'm speaking to you today from a neighborhood that I grew up a couple streets away from, Lester. It is a bleak situation. It's going to take not months but years to recover, and countless dollars, the toll of which we don't know yet.
Thanks for watching. Stay up.
Yeah.
My name is Sunny Choi.
The only thing I don't agree with is the likes we've never seen before. Well, yes, okay, so this is the biggest one we've seen until the next biggest one. Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen. I mean, but I'm not trying to downplay it. By no means. This is horrible.
But they're always catastrophic.
Yeah, and it's always going to be catastrophic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stop trying to stir the people up any more than they need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when they're cutting off people collecting water, not having any reservoirs, you know, they were hitting the pump. The fire hydrants are dry, you know, just like Hawaii.
Yep. And now I'm kind of interested to see what FEMA does here.
Yeah.
$750 loan.
Yeah, I hope that's.
But is it going to be any different where it's California?
Hey, NorCal.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
It's going to be
NorCal and
interesting
Nick.
to see how it plays.
Oh, NorCal.
Yep, just the same thing as Hawaii.
No,
Hey,
It was
NorCal.
chilly.
the US,
I
where
had
the
to agree
Biden
with what Brian Ferguson said in the chat before. That looked like it was a complete and utter war zone that took place.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, that is terrible. I mean, I couldn't imagine it. I don't want to imagine it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let me do this.
Straight up stuff nightmares are made for them.
Hang on. I'm doing something wrong.
Technical difficulty.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, man. Here we go. Share the sound. And
the US, where the Biden administration has been working to effectively ban cigarettes in what's been called a gift to organized crime cartels. The move will, in essence, ban cigarettes that are currently on the market in favor of products with lower nicotine levels, which one expert told Fox News could boost the black market. Kel, I just think, look, I'm not a smoker, and I think that there should be a lot less smoking, whether it means that people turn to vapes, which is what's happening in Australia, or to the underground market is another question. But I don't have a huge problem with there being further government intervention when it comes to a filthy habit like smoking.
Yeah, look,
yeah, he wants to lower the nicotine level in cigarettes, which is going to force people to buy more cigarettes or buy black market.
there's actually no easy answer. Nicotine's not only highly addictive, it also attacks the body. It attacks the internal lining of arteries, causes bits of the arteries to break off. So it causes strokes, heart problems. It can block blood flow and you'll lose limbs. So it's very serious. So the suggestion is, well, you know, if we cut off this drug that's doing this thing, more gangs will be involved. But on that reasoning, you'd make heroin legal, because that would get rid of the gangs, and you'd make crack legal because that would get rid of the gangs. So there's no easy answer to this. The gangs are running heroin, but I assume there's much less heroin being used than if you could buy it off the shelf. So maybe if a drug is as dangerous as nicotine is, or I think it is, then you shouldn't be able to buy it off the shelf. And it should be something which is part of the criminal community, and you know it's bad and you know it's dangerous. There's not an easy answer. I don't know what the solution is.
Lucy, I mean, we have seen a huge problem in Australia, even here, with black market cigarettes. What do you think of this move?
But that's exactly what's happening. I can't help but think of Prohibition in the 1920s, when they tried to blacklist alcohol and sale and production and the transport of it. And, well, that lasted about 13 years, but all it did...
Although there is more a safe amount of a moderate amount of alcohol is safe if you use it responsibly. I don't think it's safe to use.
There is a difference.
But all it does
let me
is
explain
drive
chemically
the
what the difference is in the human body.
underground.
Chemically, what happens in the human body is there's a safe level of consumption of alcohol.
Exactly.
There is
People
no
have
safe
died of
level of
alcohol,
consumption of nicotine.
But people have died of alcohol.
But people die of too much sugar, too much anything, a lot of things that are legal, I think.
The way I see it is, all it's done, and look at the gang warfare that's playing out now, right? In Melbourne, we're seeing all of these bombings of nicotine shops, etc., of cigarette shops, and vapes have become, very attractive to our younger generation.
No,
Kel, because that was never legal. Cigarettes are legal, and as it stands, all Joe Biden is doing is making it more attractive for the underground thieves and gangs to get involved and to have this stronghold over the market.
Well, I hate to cut off some furious debate because I find it so interesting.
No, that's bullshit.
AMD
I'm
was
so sick and fucking tired of them idiots talking about nicotine being an addictive drug. It's not. Never has been. It was the trash in the cigarettes.
Yep. Yeah, they even add MAO inhibitors to cigarettes. That's one of the addictive.
Well, how many psychotic drugs use nicotine?
I don't know.
Quite a bit. Yeah. But there's medicinal uses for nicotine that's the reason they're in a quandary over it. So let's tell the people
why do we have
addictive and keep them away from it. Yep.
My father just said someone needs to limit the amount of dicks that she's sucking.
Okay. Excuse me.
Yes, exactly, Vinny. What the fuck?
Hey, did y'all hear about the COVID lab leak?
No.
No, it's been
Which one?
Well, they're saying that the FBI was not allowed to brief the president about COVID lab leak. So let's see what we got here.
They didn't tell plugs.
Yeah.
Now, it's been more than 3 years since the U.S. investigated the cause of COVID-19. The FBI has now claimed that they had found evidence suggesting that the virus was caused by a lab leak, but were not allowed to brief the president about it. President Joe Biden had ordered...
Yeah, we weren't allowed to talk about it either.
Yeah, people lost some income over it.
Yep.
I still blame China for that shit.
That's fucked up.
Investigation
In the wrong building.
In May 2021 by U.S. intelligence agencies and national laboratories. The probe was to identify whether the virus had been transferred from an animal to a human or had escaped from a Chinese laboratory. Now, one of the most popular theories at the time was that it had been transferred from a bat at a wet market in Wuhan, where the virus first emerged in 2019. The National Intelligence Council, along with 4 intelligence agencies, had concluded with low confidence that COVID-19 had been transmitted from an animal to a human. Now, this was then presented to Biden and his top aides in August 2021. Jason Banan, a former senior scientist at the FBI, has now said in an interview to the Wall Street Journal that despite being the only national intelligence agency to conclude that a lab leak was likely, the FBI were snubbed from the briefing with Biden. The FBI had not only concluded a lab leak was likely, but that it had moderate confidence in its assessment more than any other agency. Banan has said that the FBI had expected to make this case to the White House and found it surprising that no officials from the agency were invited to do so. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence has responded saying that the differing views among the intelligence community had been fairly represented and that it wasn't standard practice to invite representatives from individual agencies to briefings for the president.
That's enough of that. Now, they told us to shut up whenever we tried to talk about that. We weren't even allowed to discuss the possibility.
Yeah, this is one of the things that they overlooked. Let me get this up there, damn it.
Sure.
When they were trying to scare us with it. Get up there.
What's that? Oh, those are dead people.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's he doing?
One of the guys. I don't know.
Dead guy smoking.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he brought his cigarettes.
Yeah. But did he bring enough to share?
No. Not with all those. There was a lot of dead people there. He didn't bring enough.
Yeah, but didn't they disappear that reporter that went to the emergency room and it was packed, everybody was tired, and then they went back a couple hours later and it was empty?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that reporter kind of disappeared for a little while. And
yeah. Okay, fuck that. Fucking Rumble. I'm trying to queue up a Rumble video talking about the Nord Stream pipeline, and it's got to be my computer giving me a hard time about it. But anyway, evidence revealed about the Nord Stream pipeline and new documents that they're discussing here in this new video here. in just a second here. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's been nearly 2 years since someone or some country sabotaged the Nord Stream pipeline. They said it was Russia at the time. And we now have some unbelievable new information as it relates to who is behind the Nord Stream pipeline, the legal proceedings in the Nord Stream pipeline. The only investigative journalist in the world, to my knowledge, who actually examined the soil samples from the Nord Stream pipeline is back. That's Jeffrey Brodsky. He is an investigative journalist who's been covering what happened at the Nord Stream pipeline, and he's here with a big update for us today. Jeffrey, great to have you back on the show. Welcome back to Redacted.
Thank you for inviting me back on. Pleasure to be here. As you just said, I would say that the Nord Stream pipeline, it stands still to this day as the largest act of industrial sabotage in history, and it's certainly the most pressing geopolitical mystery of our time. And your viewers probably know that lately it's been making headline news once again. As you said at the beginning, this attack, this brazen attack, took place in September 2022. And when these leaks were first detected, and these are natural gas pipelines, we should say, that go from Russia to Europe, particularly they make landfall in Germany. So when the leaks were detected in these pipelines, a slew of analysts at think tanks and who were quoted in mainstream media claimed that Russia and Gazprom is the Russian state-owned energy company and the majority owner of the pipelines. They claimed that both Russia and its large company Gazprom would somehow benefit from the financially and legally from the sabotage.
No.
However, since the attack occurred approximately 2 years ago now, a lot of events have transpired, and specifically financial and legal data has come to light. And these dubious claims by think tank experts that were quoted in mainstream media are now completely debunked. And I'm basically going to share with the audience why this is so. And I should also say that close to none of these numerous, so-called experts at think tanks and mainstream think tanks, they have engaged in no self-correction. They have not reconciled their initial claims with these now available facts. And this should not probably come as a big shock to you, Clayton, or to your audience, because many of these think tanks are funded directly or indirectly by weapons manufacturers and other companies, organizations that profit from our endless wars.
That's interesting. So they were trying to say that Russia could benefit from blasting the Nord Stream pipeline. There's no way. I don't see how.
No, that was the story they were trying to tell, but the Norwegians got it all screwed up.
Shit. So what do you think about that, Dylan?
About the Nord Stream shit?
Oh, you're sick. I shouldn't be picking on you.
Yeah.
And I thought that was his department, World Affairs.
Yeah.
These videos are...
Yeah. Let's see. There's a little something from Grim Green about vape bans.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
These videos are educational in nature and are designed to help people over 21 who smoke cigarettes switch to a less harmful alternative.
All right, what's up, everybody? Grim Green back here today. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I should have talked about this earlier, but the California...
We got an echo?
Dylan's was causing an echo.
Oh, okay. Let me mute him.
California, Kentucky, and Rhode Island vape bans are happening and worse than I thought, and I'm sorry. I really should have given people a heads up. I have no excuses other than I've been hyper-focused on the Supreme Court FDA case for the last few months. But I'm going to talk about all of these states real quickly right now, what's going on. California, Kentucky, Rhode Island. I'm going to start in Rhode Island because despite living in California, the Rhode Island one upsets me more. According to the Providence Journal, a federal judge last week struck down a move that would halt the looming ban on the sale of flavored vape products in Rhode Island, set to take effect January 1st. Rhode Island has had a looming flavor ban since 2019, when the governor used EVALI to create an executive order to ban flavored vape products to protect the youth. Fast forward to January 2025, and what Rhode Island basically did was codify that executive order into law, making the flavor ban permanent. Two of the local businesses did try to sue to stop the enforcement of this executive order, but the judge basically told them, hey, we don't care. This is to protect the youth. We think you're selling poison to kids anyway, so politely shove your business up your ass. Sarah Kryptonite, who'd been running a store in Rhode Island for the last 10 years, posted a very heartbreaking post about having to shut down due to this law. And if you want some real brain rot comments, you should go check out that Twitter thread. Menthol and tobacco flavors can continue to be sold in the state, but there's a 50 cents per milliliter tax on them, regardless of the nicotine content for pre-filled pods.
50 cents a milliliter.
And a 10% wholesale
50 cents a milliliter. Shit.
Tax on all other unflavored vape products. Rhode Island doesn't even have an exemption for FDA authorized products. They don't have a PMTA registry list. This is just a ban. Nothing in the Rhode Island law mentions by mail, though. Kentucky also just passed a flavor ban and their PMTA registry bill, which means that only products authorized by FDA are allowed to be sold in the state. This one I find the most shocking. California, unsurprising. Kentucky, very surprising, mostly because isn't Rand Paul in Kentucky? Rand Paul has gone on numerous rants about youth vaping, talking about how bans aren't the answer and they should be enforcing the laws they already have by, you know, penalizing people that sell to youth. I'm surprised to see Rand Paul let this happen in his state. That's all. The Kentucky ban also doesn't mention anything about internet sales. Now, California is the least surprising. We've had a flavor ban since Prop 31 passed, and apparently they realized that the flavor ban wasn't really doing anything, so guess what? We're pulling in Australia and double banning flavors. Two new laws in California designed to strengthen the current flavor ban, AB 3218 and SB 1230, recently passed the California legislature. These bills add a bunch of new restrictions on flavored, not just vapes, pouches too? California's scared of nicotine pouches? In addition to a flavor ban that we've already had for a year now, we also get several new restrictions, including California is changing the definition of nicotine to include synthetic nicotine and nicotine analogs like meditine, nixamide, changes the definition of characterizing flavor to include synthetic coolant.
Most of those nicotine analogs are not nicotine. They're not synthetic nicotine. They're actually vitamin B3, and they want to ban those
do you
too.
think that matters?
I think when I was doing Devon show, I think they said they were going to do the same thing for Florida too.
Yeah. Yep.
Creates a master unflavored tobacco list of legal products to be published by the Attorney General no later than December 31st, 2025. No product not on the list can be sold in California, including online. Empowers the Attorney General to exclude from the list any vaping product not authorized by FDA.
How are they going to police the ones being sold online? That doesn't make any sense.
Empowers state agencies and state and local law enforcement agencies to seize products that violate the law and impose on-the-spot fines for each seized item. Preserves the power of local government to pass laws more restrictive than the state's own laws. This unflavored tobacco list is essentially California's version of a PMTA registry list. It includes FDA-authorized products, but can also include other unflavored products. But for that to happen, anybody selling unflavored products in the state need to testify under penalty of perjury and heavy fines that these products are in fact completely unflavored. Current vapors and people who still smoke cigarettes in California are about to have a real bad time. Many online vendors have already sent out emails saying they are no longer shipping to California. Hi, editing guy. That is despite the online provision not taking effect until the Attorney General publishes the unflavored tobacco list no later than December 31st, 2025. It's the government, and they don't exactly pride themselves on efficiency, so I'm assuming it might take up until at least December 31st, 2025 for the online provision to kick in. That's just a guess. Back to the other guy. Over 50% of all of the cigarettes consumed in California are illicit cigarettes, smuggled in from neighboring states. That's already happening. So the idea that we're going to double ban vaping and not expect some sort of illicit smuggled in market to happen in California, that's fantasy talk. That's crazy to me. California, Rhode Island, Kentucky are all about to become real big illicit markets, because that's what bad regulations create. I don't know what can be done in these states other than contacting elected officials. The only thing I see possibly backfiring with all of this legislation, and this is a stab in the dark Hail Mary that these might be amended, is if the Supreme Court rules in favor of Triton distribution against the FDA. That might allow more liquids and flavored products on the market, because these states that have PMTA registry bills will now have to recognize that maybe FDA has authorized some flavored products to be sold in the state. But again, that's only if the Supreme Court rules in favor of Triton distribution. Outside of that, I don't know how these flavor bans are going to be reversed. And in the meantime, people are just going to either go to the illicit market and get some dodgy products, or they're literally just going to start smoking cigarettes again. Which was maybe the point. If you're a vapor in these states, please comment down below and share how your experience is.
Okay, that's enough of that. So, yeah. The only, like he said, the only way is if the Supreme Court rules against the FDA. But they're probably going to, California and the other states might make it so that it doesn't matter what the FDA decide or the Supreme Court decides.
Well, all the Democrats are that way.
I think they're getting money from Big Tobacco.
Oh, Bloomberg?
Or Bloomberg.
Yeah, Bloomberg.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bloomberg owns tobacco stock. He's supposed to be a big health person, but...
Yeah, it's like China. You can't vape in China, but they make all of them there. But the cigarettes that they smoke, people can smoke them all day long. It's owned by the Chinese government.
Yep, exactly. Same with a lot of countries. Yeah. Oh. Anybody heard about Justin Trudeau?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not getting that excited yet, because there's a lot that can happen.
Well, it's just something that's nice to think about. Let's hope it goes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but he didn't step down. He didn't resign. He just put everything on hold.
Yeah.
The only thing he's in a position where he should call a special election, and they can do that.
Oh, that's
but
right.
He ain't going to do it.
No.
He's going to do a Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Destroy as much shit on your way out as possible.
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's see here. Come on.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced his resignation following a 9-year reign.
This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
Mr. Trudeau had faced enormous pressure from within his own party and criticisms of his handling of the economy and of Donald Trump's threats to impose tariffs on imports from its northern neighbor. Kel, in one respect, this is a huge win for Trump, and he has continued to troll Trudeau over this. There was a meme that was going around, first of all. Trump had posted this AI image of himself looking over what appeared to be the Canadian mountain ranges days after joking, or maybe it was half joking, to Trudeau that Canada should become the 51st US state. Plus, take a look at this. Donald Trump has again trolled him on Truth Social today with this post reading, "The United States can no longer suffer the massive trade deficits and subsidies Canada needs to stay afloat." Justin Trudeau knew that. He resigned, adding, if Canada merged with the US, there would be no tariffs, taxes would go way down, and they would be totally secure from the threat of Russian and Chinese ships. Now, I don't think he's serious about this 51st state business, but he must think that this is his scalp.
Of course it is. It's his third scalp. His first was Joe Biden. His second was Kamala Harris. Now he's claimed the scalp of Trudeau. And Trudeau didn't help. I mean, Trudeau's been immensely unpopular for a long time now. And for a long time, the polls have all been saying, look.
Shut up. That guy gets on my nerves. I wish they'd quit talking to him. I'm going to quit. In the future, I'm not going to have any more videos that have that guy in it. He's just a pain in the ass.
Thank you for realizing that. Sir.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm wondering when he's going to not hold back and tell us how we really feel.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, man. Oh, you guys remember that Australian break dancer in the Olympics named Ray Gunn?
Ray Gunn.
And she got breakdancing taken out of the Olympics because of how she did. It turns out they had, when they put their team together, they created tryouts, and they had everybody that they wanted on their team. They let them know when and where, and then they created the event, and it was 2 hours later that they had to do the tryouts. So they
but it had something to do with her husband's position, didn't it?
Yeah, he was on the committee that chose the breakers.
Nothing to see here.
Oh man, oops.
You might.
But here we go. Yeah, and Ray Gunn decided she was going to sue the event venue where they were going to have it, and that money was going to go to a woman's shelter, and they shut it down. Bunch of assholes.
They also said I wasn't allowed to do the dance because she owns the kangaroo dance. That one did puzzle me.
Of all of the things to not be surprised about, I am the most not surprised about this of all. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Fume. And you guys know the drill. So perfectly fine. The box
and
just...
her tea.
That's also very fun. I think we've all had a bit of a weird 2024, so, you know, don't be afraid to kick your feet up and have a nice drink, especially if it's a cup of tea. More specifically, my tea. Okay, no, I won't go down that road. No, jokes aside, be safe, be well, make good choices, and yeah, we're just gonna do the video now. Now, I am sure that most of you remember that a couple months ago, I made not one, but 2 videos about an Australian breakdancer called Rachel Gunn, also known by her stage name Ray Gunn, because she participated in the Paris Olympic Games. Again, as the majority of you probably remember, Gunn's performance was so unbelievably bad that she not only won 0 points, but she also catapulted herself to international infamy, shall we say. Basically overnight. And yes, the clips I am using of this are AI and not the original clips from the actual event, because as a lot of you probably know, when I used those previously, they got copyright claimed. So
yeah, that's what you call litigious. Rachel Gunn loves to sue people. Shit.
You think?
Yeah. Oh man.
But
So-
I was noticing a pattern here, Chuck. You're getting all your news from down under.
No,
Other
she's
than
actually she's in Austin now. She's not in Australia
Oh,
anymore.
is she?
She's in Austin now. But everybody
Well,
else.
she should have left the accent there too.
Yeah, she's tried. She's doing her best. She's
Good
dual
luck, Aaron.
citizen. Hey Jim, do you have a joke for us?
Oh, I might have. Let's see. This 90-year-old guy, he goes to the doctor, annual checkup and all, and the doc says, well, I need a sperm sample. So he hands him a jar. He says, you go home, do your thing, and he said, bring it back tomorrow, and, we'll talk. All right. He comes back next day, and he hands the jar back to the doctor, unopened, just as clean as when he gave it to him yesterday. Doctor looks at him and says, what's wrong? He says, well, let me tell you, doc. He says, I got home. He said, I tried with my right hand, tried with my left hand. No luck. He said, I asked my wife. She tried with her right hand. She tried with her left hand. She tried with her mouth, her teeth in, her teeth out. No, we even called Annette, the next door neighbor. And she tried with her right hand, her left hand, her teeth. Doctor's looking at him like, you called your neighbor? He goes, yeah, and none of us could open that goddamn jar.
Well, everybody, thanks for coming out and being here tonight. And I'm going to unlock the room. Let's go in here and unlock. Oh, wrong one. Let's unlock the room. Okay, good. It's unlocked. Everybody who wants to can join us in the room after the show. And y'all have a good night. And we'll see you next week. And I hope they have these problems fixed.
God bless. Say a prayer for America.
Thanks, everybody.
Keep your head on a swivel. It's getting crazy out there, folks.